Ooh. All right, everybody watching the replay, welcome to the July 8th, 2025 live training and coaching call. And I'm going to jump straight into it. This is what I was inspired by today. And what I was inspired by today, I have two people joining the group right now. They're in. So imagine, well, actually, let's go around the room. Everybody, just unmute whatever. I'm just gonna go around the room and I'm gonna ask you, what's your favorite car? Uh, John, if you can drive one car for the rest of your life, but you can only drive that one car for the rest of your life, which one would it be? Not allowed to think too long.
Uh, a microbus.
Oh God. Okay, well, it can't get any worse than that. All right, let's go to the next one. Cella's daughter, Viridiana. You have to mute yourself.
Hi. A BMW.
Mhm.
Yeah, just any or what kind?
Um, a 745 BMW.
745. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. All right, let's dig now. I know you're not into cars. Maybe I don't know. Are you into cars, Digna? What car, if you can drive one car for the rest of your life, what would it be? I don't think we can hear you.
Thank you. I'm not into cars. I'd rather walk.
Okay, I knew you were gonna say that, so
Can you hear me?
yeah, I can hear you, but all right. So, okay,
Hear me?
great. A nice pair of shoes then. All right, Sherry, what's your absolute favorite car if you had only can have one car for the rest of your life?
I don't know. I'm not into cars,
Oh
so
God, this is
whatever
this
I'm
is,
driving now.
this is going great. Um, Claudia, do you have a favorite car?
Um, since I was little, a little girl, I always wanted a Jeep Wrangler. I don't know.
All right, all right. Jose, I know yours is a Porsche GT3.
Yeah, the RS.
GT3 RS. All right, that's good. All right, Monica, you want to go? Or Gio's favorite car?
What is my favorite car? What's your favorite car? What is happening? Okay. Sorry, I can't unmute. I'm unmuted. There we go.
Yeah.
What do we do? A Maserati would be nice. A
Ooh,
G-Wagon would be nice.
G-Wagon.
Shelby.
Shelby? Okay. Wow, that's a wide array. All right, Maserati, fast depreciation, G-Wagon, Russian drug dealer, and Shelby's good. Yeah, Shelby's nice. All right, I want to get straight to the point. Um, if you could have one car for the rest of your life, and let's say you really wanted to drive that car, right? I didn't ask Janelle. Janelle, you want to go real quick? Because you're more up on speed with things.
I would do a Lexus IS. Yes, it's a sedan Lexus.
Yeah. All right. I'm surprised nobody said like Rolls Royce or anything like that. But all right. So anything like that, you had that car and you had to keep it for the rest of your life though, because that would be the last car that you ever drive. But this is your dream car, and it was you're gonna have to stick with it for the rest of your life. So we have 40, 50, 60 years left to live. How would you maintain that car? It'd probably be really well maintained, right? If somebody would eat in it, ooh, you would be very antsy about that. If you had like bird poop on the windshield, you'd probably scrub it right off. You would get oil changes very frequently, every 3 or 4 thousand miles. You would probably only put the best type of gas in there. And you guys already know where I'm going with this, right? Does anybody want to say? Digna, do you know where I'm going with this? Do you have any idea?
Treat yourself like you would your car, right?
Yeah,
I guess
your car is your body.
put the best fuel.
Yeah, you only get one. You only get one for the rest of your life. But nothing against Downey, but a lot of Downey realtors, what they do is they put more money into their car than into their body. I'm just kidding. But the thing is, that's what I wanted to start with, which I thought was going to be like really explosive, but you guys made it kind of hard. Another thing I wanted to tell you was there's this essay. It's by Strangest Loop, and it's a list of things that are not doing the thing. So here's a list of things that are not doing the thing. And this is all about procrastination, about kind of like what the email that I sent out about today about the myth of the perfect time. So whether you're watching this live or you're watching this in the replay, if you've been wanting to get in shape, you're wanting to lose weight, but it's not the perfect time, or you feel like you're waiting for your vacation to be over, or to go on vacation, or to so the kids are going to college, or you're have more time or something like that. Here's a little essay. It goes like this. Preparing to do the thing isn't doing the thing. Scheduling time to do the thing is not doing the thing. Making a to-do list for the thing isn't doing the thing. Telling people you're going to do the thing is not doing the thing. Messaging friends who may or may not be doing the thing is not doing the thing. Writing a really good tweet or blog post about how you're going to do the thing is not doing the thing. Hating on yourself for not doing the thing is not doing the thing. Hating on other people who have done the thing is not doing the thing. Hating on the obstacles in the way of you doing the thing is not doing the thing. Fantasizing about all the adoration you'll receive once you do the thing is not doing the thing. Reading about how to do the thing is not doing the thing. Reading about how other people did the thing is not doing the thing. Listening to me talk right now is not doing the thing. The only thing that is doing the thing is doing the thing. And that was the whole essay that I wanted to share with you guys. I hope it kind of strikes and hits home with you, because it illustrates how we often engage in countless activities that feel productive but are actually forms of procrastination or avoidance of the actual work that needs to be done. And I always see this, especially with new people. When I used to have all my gyms, the new clients were always like, yeah. What do I need to do? What do I need to do? What do I need to do? Tell me what I need to do. And then they go shopping and they do it and they do it and they do it. But like Cristiano Ronaldo says, it's not even about discipline. It's not even about like being amazing, being super. It's about building systems and making sure that you do the thing. Also, if you have a huge task that you have to do, just doing 15 minutes a day is still a whole lot more, almost 2 hours a week that you otherwise wouldn't get in. And sometimes a little bit of progress, slow progress, is the fastest way to actually get there. It's the whole tortoise versus the hare. And I know I warned you guys it's going to be cliche, but I wanted to share this with you guys real quick. So with that said, yeah, let's go around. You guys want to tell me what is your number one biggest obstacle that you need help with right now? And you can't say that it's doing the thing, but what is your number one biggest obstacle aside from your taste in cars, which is pretty atrocious, I got to be honest with you. But oh, Shayna, I forgot to ask you. My dream car is the 90s Ford Bronco before OJ took a ride in it. And now I really regret not asking Shayna, because that was like the best one. Yeah, those 90s, I love those 90s Ford. The trucks from the 90s from Ford, those Ford F-150s, it's just the best. I've been looking for one. I have a 2019 right now. I would totally trade it in for a 90s one, but it has to be good though. Anyway, does anybody want to share what their number one obstacle is right now? And even if it's the same obstacle as last week or the last year, what do you need help with? Boop, boop, boop. I'm not sure if somebody's unmuted, but you just gotta. You can also raise your hand. You can also do that, or unmute yourself. Nope. Okay.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Bruce. Yeah, go ahead.
I think food is the number one.
All right. So how do you mean?
What to eat, how much, all that. That's always a issue. And, to achieve the goal.
To achieve, I'm sorry, what?
Whatever your goal is, to achieve your goal.
Yeah. So what's your biggest obstacle though? Like, because you say like what to eat and how much. Like that's basically all of food. But like, what is Is it not knowing what to eat, or is it not knowing how much to eat? What?
Well, it's yeah, it's difficult to do the recipes for me. So and do a bunch of different stuff and hoping that my protein and fats and carbs are working.
All right. So whenever somebody says that, like, okay, it's hard to do the recipes, I get it. It's probably because you're busy and all that. But what do you do right now
Um,
to eat?
well, like I'll make like yogurt with protein powder and mix it up and eat that with with a smoothie or with an apple. I'll do, you know, protein shakes. I'll do with some fruits, various fruit that I'll eat. I'll do, rice, white rice. I'll do sweet potatoes. Um, you know, uh, turkey, ground turkey. Uh, Tonight's steak, a flank steak. Um, so stuff like that.
Right. But so that all sounds really good. So what, like that all sounds like really good food. What is
Well,
what's the
I'm just not sure. I don't know. I'm just having a hard time either maintaining weight or in whatever in the right places.
in the right places?
Yeah.
Um, okay. So what you're looking for is you want to eat more of the same every day?
Uh, not necessarily. I'm kind of spreading it around. So I like fish, and so I'll do salmon, or we'll get salmon. We eat out more too, so it's not just cooking at home. So it's like, eating at different places to get your food. But I mean, you can order whatever you want, but I mean, it's
Yeah.
ordering out. So like you get a salad when you're out, for example, and you don't know what their dressing, they've got a dressing, but you don't know what's in it other than just to have a dressing. But you got lettuce in it, and you got tomatoes, and you got these other things that are in it, but you don't know the quantities. So to try to keep track of everything becomes more difficult. Pick up a piece of salmon, you estimate, well, maybe it's 6 ounces, maybe it's 8 ounces. Don't know exactly what it is, for example.
Yeah. Yeah. So eating out, is that your big, that seems to be your biggest obstacle then?
Well, it's just one of the things in terms of you tracking things. I mean, when you're at home and you're eating at home, you can pretty much, okay, I can identify what all the foods are and I can chart it all. But when you're eating out, you're kind of guessing on some of the
Yeah.
stuff that you're eating, in terms of what it is. It's easy if it's something simple. Like if I order 4 eggs, I can say it's 4 eggs. But if it's something beyond that, if it's a mix of some kind, you don't know exactly what all they've got in it.
Yeah. So a couple of things, and this is for everybody. When you're at home, I mean, what you're saying about, the recipes are hard, that just takes time. You got to put time into it. And when you started mentioning of what you were eating, Greek yogurt with protein powder, protein shakes, that's convenience. Like Greek yogurt is a very convenient food. Anybody can eat that. Protein shakes, anybody can make that. But I do think everybody should have at least one real meal, and you don't have to eat often. You can eat big meals. I only really have 2 meals a day. I have my big acai bowl, and then I have my meat, potatoes, and vegetables with yogurt, and it's just 2 big meals basically. But so you have your convenient foods, which are really easy, and then you have your real foods, which is what you make, your meat, potatoes, meat, rice, or meat, potatoes, vegetables, or meat, rice, vegetables. Usually it comes down to something like that. Um, and those are your 2 big meals. But if you go out to eat, couple things to keep in mind, and this is what everybody needs to hear, is that us humans, we are really good at underestimating how many calories we take in. Even myself, sometimes I think I'm eating 3,000 calories a day and I'm like, hey, I'm not losing weight. And then it's like, I count it, I log it, and it's like 3,600 because I'm putting more goji berries in my acai bowl. I'm putting an extra scoop of cacao nibs in my acai bowl. I'm putting an extra ice cream bar on my yogurt at night. That sounds like it's nothing. That adds up to like 500 calories right there. So the calories add on real quick. So you always want to overestimate how many calories you're taking in. So if you go out to eat, um, always always think it's more just overestimate on the calories. That's one. Two is you want to treat your calories like you treat your money. If calories cost money, everybody would be lean. If it's like if you had to pay for every calorie you ate or something in some weird way. But when it comes to money, everybody usually tracks their money, what they spend and what they get in every month, because otherwise you're in big trouble. But when I hear somebody say like, yeah, it's hard for me to track my calories, yeah, honestly, like the brutal, honest, harsh truth is that you're just not trying. You're just not trying hard enough, especially nowadays. There's a food logger. Now, take it back 20 years, they did that with pen and paper. They had like a little book 30 years. They had like a book where you had to like go through pages like apple, medium size, this many calories. Okay, little calculator and add it all up. Now you can just log it. So that's the kind of like the brutal, honest, harsh truth. But thirdly is that, and this is probably the biggest one for me at least, fit people who are at a healthy weight, they eat really, really, really simple. And if they do eat fancy, they don't eat a lot of it. They go to fancy restaurants, but they eat really small portions. So, yeah. No, not just chicken. I mean, red meat, whatever. But I know a lot of people that are, very wildly successful. They don't eat until it's like 4 or 5 p.m., but then they eat big and then they just keep it simple. They remove the guesswork. But um, you don't have to follow the recipes that I have for you. But you want to remember that you always want to overestimate how many calories you're taking in because that keeps you on the safe side of the calorie deficit. You always want to be in a slight bit of a deficit unless you're really trying to build muscle, which maybe Bruce, you are there, but nobody else on this call is. And treat your calories like you treat your money. And remember, just look at the people who are perpetually lean and look at how they eat. They don't put dressings on their salad. And if they do, they put it on the side and they control how much dressing is on it. But it's those little habits like that. But regarding knowing what to eat and how much to eat, just continuing on this topic, there's three ways you can do it. You can either follow the meal plan that's in your app to the T, because then you'll know exactly how many calories you're getting in. Then you don't really have to log it. That's one. Or two, you log everything you eat. And that's really it. Those are the only two options. If you want to know exactly how many calories you're getting in. And the second option is what almost everybody's doing, because I don't really expect anybody to eat all my recipes every single day. I mean, I don't even do that. I have my acai bowl and sometimes I mix it up a little bit. But you want to develop the skill of being able to eyeball calories and just know how much is enough, how much is a certain amount of calories. So that's how you can kind of stay within your calorie range. So
Is there a time, Michael, when you should eat, or like morning or evening, or is there like don't be eating after a certain time, going to bed? I mean, is there like certain things like that which make a difference?
yeah, I don't recommend eating within 3 hours of going to bed. Now the difference is men. I recommend intermittent fasting. And the only main reason for intermittent fasting is because I think my Zoom froze there a little bit. Am I there? Am I there? Yeah, I'm there. Intermittent fasting. I recommend men to do intermittent fasting because it cuts out the a big portion of your day, and men do not have high cortisol levels. Women do have higher cortisol levels, so I do not recommend intermittent fasting for them. So for women, 3 meals, breakfast, lunch, dinner, eat before you work out. Men, not so much. You don't have to eat before you work out unless you really like to. But the main thing is to stop eating 3 hours before you go to bed. That allows your body to fully digest the foods before you lay horizontal. And digesting food costs energy, and it kind of keeps you awake. It can keep you awake. So, um, and, then you have to use the restroom at night and all that stuff. So really, for you, Bruce, just like 3 hours before you go to bed, stop eating. But other than that, there's no magic time. It's just calories in versus calories out.
Mike, what about after a workout, like in the morning? So if I have my 5 a.m., I want to do the intermittent fasting. I don't want to eat till like 10 or 11,
Yeah.
but I think I should have a shake or something after I work out, shouldn't I?
Yeah. How long have you been thinking that though?
How long have I what?
Yeah. Like when did you first learn about that?
About what? Intermittent fasting or?
No, I mean having a post-workout shake.
Well, I asked Sean what he does over there. Sean, I think his name's Sean, the Asian guy. You told me, hey, do what he does one
Oh,
time.
Paul.
Or Paul, yeah, Paul.
Yeah.
Yeah, real nice guy. I asked Paul, and he's just like doing shakes, like 5 shakes a day sometimes. He's doing the extreme thing, but
Yeah.
that's if he's trying to cut weight, right?
No,
But
that works for him. You don't necessarily need a post-workout shake. Paul just stays on a caloric deficit, or he
yeah,
keeps his calories in check. Now,
yep.
I hear this all the time, especially from men. They say, "Yeah, I eat good. I eat good. I eat good." I have a friend in Bakersfield. He's not going to see this video. I have a friend in Bakersfield. He says he eats good, and he's the anomaly. He's getting a little chubby, but he eats 1,300 calories every single day. Sometimes he doesn't eat 1,400 calories, and I'm just looking at him like, yeah, all right. I'm not even going to get into this argument. And then it was Saturday night. I was staying with him. We go to Sprouts, and he gets a bucket of ice cream. He eats like half the bucket. That's like, what is that, 800 calories or something like that, whatever. So a small mistake like that can undo your whole entire week of suffering. And this is why you want to love your food every single day. So
Yeah.
yeah, if you're trying to be lean, stay on a deficit, but you got to love your food every day. And so many, especially men, they mess up in the weekend. Women too, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll be good for a couple of weeks, and then I'll have that weekend where I'll have a few beers, and then everything falls apart.
Yeah, and we always underestimate how little it takes to mess it all up throughout the
Yeah.
whole week. So, but for Bruce, um, how can I help you in the best way possible? Let's put it that way.
Well, I think you kind of answered my questions. I mean, I really wanted to kind of know. I am tracking my foods and my intake, and I'm keeping my calories around where I wanted to keep them, where I thought would make some sense. I know it's more than what you had plotted for me,
Yeah.
but I'm keeping it in that around 3,500 level of calories intake. And, I'm looking at the percentages on proteins and carbs and stuff like that. That's, I guess, the biggest thing would be if you would look at it and just tell me, okay, do I need to eat more protein, less carbs? Do I need to, am I getting enough fats? Or do I need to sort of switch that around a little bit within that 3,500 calorie range? It'd be just, that's more the question for me. And then the timing makes sense because sometimes I don't eat until late, and that's probably not a good idea. So I was always wondering about that, and I didn't know if there was like, okay, I remember hearing never eat carbs after 4 in the afternoon, all kinds of stuff, at different times, and so it was like, okay, well, you know, what's late and how
Yeah.
late, how long
That
before you go to bed, and then what do you eat towards the end of the day versus, you know, more carbs in the beginning of the day when you are more likely going to burn that off with energy. So that's
yeah. Okay. I kind of get where your head is at. Like, um, don't take this the wrong way, but like I used to tell my clients, you got to eat every 2 hours, no carbs at night. Those were all these myths that were around in the 90s, 2000s when Britney Spears was still like Eminem just came out and we all thought like, oh, don't eat any carbs at night. Eat every 2 hours to stay in the fat burning zone. What else? You can, oh yeah, another one. You can only absorb 20 grams of protein every 2 hours. That was another myth. I mean, I'm just laughing because I used to say that to my clients because that's what the whole entire industry knew. And now, thanks to the pioneers of, Andrew Huberman, Peter Attia, all these neuroscientists who actually did this, and of course, all the scientists and all the human randomized control trials that are happening. All the studies show that it's just calories in versus calories out and hitting your protein. And for one, you're on 3,500 calories. If you're hitting 30% of your calories from protein, you're fine. 1 gram per pound. Um, it doesn't matter when you eat carbs. It doesn't matter how often you eat. And the real reason why that is because it takes 24 hours for muscle protein synthesis to happen. Basically, long story short, it takes 24 hours for your protein to digest and to go into the muscle, let's say. Um, Now, I got a question from Shayna, which segues into this. Shayna wants to make sure that she understood I suggest women have a meal before a workout. And is protein or pre-workout shake okay or an actual meal? Um, so Shayna, it really kind of depends on what time you eat. But uh, if I were to eat before my workout, I would either have some eggs with fruit or something, but I would probably just have, you know, especially if you're gonna go there and do some jump rope or something, like you don't want to eat uh, steak and eggs and all that stuff. So, but yes, you do want to eat before you work out, ideally. Um, it's the only reason why is because women have higher cortisol levels, and if you work out on an empty stomach, then you're just raising your cortisol through the roof, and elevated cortisol does not go well with fat loss. You want to coax the fat off, not force the fat off. So you want to make sure your cortisol levels stay low. But to follow up on that, what time to eat for Bruce doesn't matter. I mean, I recommend 3 hours before you go to bed just for digestive purposes. And also, how often should you eat? You're not going to eat just once, right? Because that will just explode your stomach. Um, if you're eating 3,500 calories, you want to eat minimum, I would say, 3 times a day. That's, 11-ish hundred. That's 1,166.67 calories every meal or something like that. And then for everybody else who's wondering on this call, like, what, 3,500 calories? Yeah. Once you start building muscle, you can actually eat more calories. And I'm saying that in particular for the women because a lot of women, they starve themselves on 1,200 and then they wonder why their hair is falling out. But anyway, Janelle has her hand raised. Yeah.
Yes. So based on what you're saying,
Yeah.
questions. If women are supposed to have 3 meals a day, and for example, once I start getting my routine back, and my plan is to go back at the 5 a.m. hour,
All right.
when do I have my first meal? Do I have a snack before that? Or should I do like an apple before a workout and
Yeah.
then have my breakfast, lunch, and dinner? I guess futuristically speaking, because I'm not there yet, but I that was just something that when you were back in La Mirada, something I always struggled because it was either too early, and if I had food too early, then I thought, okay, this is going to make me sick in the middle of a workout
Yeah.
or something of that sort. Can you give me a little bit of guidance in regards to what is considered something before a workout?
So one of the what I like to do is every 4 years is the Olympics, right? So I love watching the Olympics because in every single sport, it is the extreme version of that sport of people who only do that. So if you look at, for instance, sprinters, um, they have that body because that's all they do. But what I'm alluding to is if you look at tennis players playing tennis is crazy cardio. You're changing directions, sprinting every single time, hitting with your hand, reaching for the ball. It's crazy cardio. They get breaks of, I don't know, what is it, 20, 30 seconds? I don't know, 60 seconds. What do they always? Nobody watches tennis in here. Are you guys not cultured people? You guys are not men and women of the world?
I do.
What's that, Digna?
I do. I do watch tennis.
Okay, what do they eat in between sets?
Um,
Do you ever see what they eat in between sets?
no, I never have.
All right, so they they eat bananas. They eat a banana, half a banana.
I never seen that before, honestly.
And Shayna, oranges maybe if they're already peeled. The reason I say banana is because it's so easy to digest, and obviously also the potassium is good. You know, it prevents cramping and all that. But what Janelle was saying, yeah, an apple. If I were to have to eat before a workout, I would probably make my own recipe, which is the apple cut in half, and then I would make some protein peanut butter, which is a little bit of milk, PB2 powder, add some protein powder, boom, 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 put that on there, delicious. Chocolate, chocolate peanut butter powder and chocolate protein, and it tastes really good. I would do something like that, or like I said, like I was telling Shayna, Janelle, you don't have to eat your whole meal before the workout. I mean, and then you come home, you can finish it, or have it at whatever 8 a.m., 9 a.m. And then the main thing is what you have to what I'm hope everybody understands. When you wake up, your body starts producing cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone. Cortisol is what gets you out of bed. If your body did not produce cortisol, then you would just be like a zombie. And there are people who have that. They have adrenal fatigue, where their body doesn't produce cortisol and they need to rely on caffeine for the rest of their life. But your body produces cortisol. Now, women already have elevated. They stops producing that cortisol. And for women, they get their most amount of performance or most amount of benefits from the workout from the actual workout, from them using the glycogen. For men, it's just a little bit different. That's really the main difference, between men and women in regards to that. It's the hormone levels, obviously. Does that kind of make sense? And Digna, you had a
But
question?
Michael,
Yeah.
but on that subject right there, I go to the class at 5 in the morning. I can't eat, even if it's an hour before, I cannot eat because I would puke if I do, because I tried that before. It's so I don't eat. So where does that leave me?
Yeah, but can you try half a banana at 4?
Yeah, I could have a banana. I guess I never tried it. See, before these, Michael, I didn't eat no fruit. I need nothing. Yeah, banana occasionally, all the time. But said it was safe. So now my problem is finding my center. I eat the same thing over and over, but because I have so many, 1750, it's hard for me to eat all that food. Like right now, dinner is what I have left. I'm still at work.
Yeah.
But sometimes I do bring my dinner and I try to eat it before I go home so it's not so late. Because I was so used to eating before 6
Yeah.
because I went to the 6 or the 7 o'clock class and I was okay. Now that I go to the 5, trying to get 1750, it takes me a long time to eat it. And sometimes I don't finish, and I think that's where my problem is because I can't put in all that food
Okay.
before I go to bed.
All right. So roughly how many calories are you hitting right now?
Well, it depends. Sometimes 16. I think today I'm at a 1640, I believe. No less than 1500.
Yeah. So how are you feeling on that?
I'm feeling well. I mean, but I mean, females, I'm having, mm, mm, we have issues. I don't know about everybody else, but like, I get bloated and I don't drink anything but water. Some days are good and some days are just perfect. But
So,
yeah,
what I was gonna tell Bruce as well is, so like I gave Bruce a certain amount of calories and he's eating more. I gave you a certain amount of calories, Digna, 1750-ish, and you're eating a little bit less. Like nobody knows how many calories somebody needs. The way you find it out is by testing. It's the same thing as if I want to run ads, let's say, I will put 3 different ads up, and then whatever ad works best, that's the one that gets me the cheapest lead. Is going to do well, you just test it. And the same thing kind of goes for your calorie level. So for you, Digna, sometimes you just have to test things and see how they work for you. If you say right now, like you're having a hard time getting it all in, but you're feeling good and your weight is good, then stay where you're at right now. We'll just cut 100 or 200 calories, and then you'll just stay there. The main thing, though, is that what you want to pay attention to, and this is for everybody, is that you want to make sure you have really, really proper energy in the workout because, like I said, especially for women, uh, uh, am I still there? Because Shayna says the Zoom is cutting in and out.
Yeah, you're cutting in and out, Michael.
Oh my goodness! All right, hold on, hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna change Wi-Fi real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay. I just changed my Wi-Fi. I hope this kind of helps. I'm not sure. Did you guys hear my last thing about what I was telling Digna or no?
No.
No. All right. So in a nutshell, I don't know where I started, but uh
You were talking about her reducing it was
oh yeah.
okay to
Oh yeah.
reduce calories or from
Oh, we're all
eating
different.
increased calories.
Yeah, we're all
And
different.
then what to about eating before after.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How we're all different, Jose?
And yeah, women the cortisol, you're
Yeah.
you're starting to go down that path.
All right. So sometimes nobody knows how many calories. You will never know you have done it before and you were on, let's just say 2,200 calories or whatever, then you can try that again. But you're always going to change over time. Everybody's different. So the best way to find out how many calories you need is by testing it. And that's why when everybody started this program, I give you a calorie level based on my experience with your age, height, and weight and activity level, and also the food you're eating. And then we test that. But that's why it's so important for you to stick to your calorie level. And that's 2,500 calories 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. But then on the fourth day, you eat 1,700 calories. Well, then that whole week is gone. So it's very important to stay consistent with calories because then you know if that calorie level works for you. So, and for Digna, I know she eats very structured because I know she's very structured in her schedule. But if your calorie levels are all over the place, then yeah, you're never going to know how many calories works for you. So, for Digna, I'm not sure the 1,700 is too much for you, then cut the calories. That's fine. if you feel good. And then the main thing that I said is you do want to make sure that you have that good performance in your workout. So that's the number one thing. The mistake a lot of people make, especially women, with all due respect, is that they eat for weight loss and not for performance. But you always want to eat for performance. Because if you perform well in the gym, you're going to build muscle and all that stuff. And that's what you want. Not a deficit. The key is to be on a small deficit, not a big one. So, um, yeah, does this kind of make sense? I also got a text from John, by the way. I mean, I just saw I got a text, but let me see what it is. Oh yeah, for the cheesy turkey spinach burrito, instead of making tortillas. Oh yeah, do yeah. So for those of you that went to the cheesy turkey spinach burrito, which I think everybody has, because everybody that seems to be their favorite recipe, mine included actually. Tortillas. Full transparency, I only did that once myself. And other than that, I just buy my tortillas because it's just I don't want to put in the work. But I get the one from I get it from Walmart actually. It's this high fiber tortilla. Now, ideally, in a perfect world, you would have the Ezekiel tortillas. But oh, that's an acquired taste. The Ezekiel you put it in the oven. Basically, that's what it is. So the other ones, there's high fiber tortillas that are they have them at Walmart. Uh, and I don't know if Sprouts, I don't know if any of the Sprouts. What I also know is in case instead of a tortilla, you can also do a lavash bread. Lavash bread. Lavash bread. It's more high fiber. Here, let me share my I'm gonna share my screen real quick. How do I share my screen? Can I share my screen? How do I share my screen? Yeah, I love lavash bread. Lavash bread is good. It's kind of ooh. Am I still cutting in and out or no? No.
Little bit.
Arkansas Technology. Share my screen. I can't see the. Oh, here it is. Sorry. You guys see this one?
Yeah.
Extreme wellness. You know, if it says extreme, it better be good for you. Extreme. I can't. Well, anyway, you guys see it, right?
Let me try to take a picture of it.
60 calories for a tortilla. That's crazy because it's also 12 grams of fiber for 60 calories. That's insane. So if you want to have extreme wellness, then I would get that one. Now, with that said, that has cellulose in it. It has some kind of ingredients that I have no idea what it is. So, like spinach feta wraps, homemade, yeah, those are good too. Um, yeah, I mean, it is not hard to make your own tortillas, but I get it. You know, if you're busy and all that, you just want to. The thing is with tortillas, you want them to be flexible. So, especially with that burrito. But, um, yeah. Let me see. Do I have any other questions? Let's see. No, not yet. All right. Does anybody else have any? Not literally. You can raise your hand in the Zoom. Let me see if I have any messages. Give me 1 second. All right. Linda is not on the call. I saved it all the way to the end of the video. But she asked me, or I asked her what type of granola she was eating because she had protein granola on her food log. And I was like, what kind of protein granola is that? Granola. I don't really like that brand. I never, I don't know. you guys feel free to try it, Magic Spoon. For one, look, I'm all about spending big money on food, but when like a box of cereal is $9 and it doesn't even taste that good, nah. Um, so it's very low carb. I like the taste of it. If you're looking for the absolute best protein granola, it's the Julian's Bakery. Now, it is also like $19 a bag or something like that, but you get what you pay for. So, yeah, it's made with like Sasha Inchi seeds and all that, so it's really good. It's like crazy amounts of fiber, crazy amounts of protein too.
Hey, let's look in everybody's refrigerator, see what they got.
Yeah, that's gonna take forever. Nobody's gonna cooperate with that because
Hey,
everybody
Michael,
like we
real
have
quick,
what's that? What's that, John?
on the when we do that on the add that Olay Extreme Wellness tortilla to that, can we keep the calories the same then? Keep all the other things, or what do we do as far as when we change that out?
No, I would just pretend like because the Olay one is less calories, so just assume that it's more calories. So you're just putting yourself in more of a deficit, basically.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, those things are so low calories. The thing is, though, once you guys are taste those, like they're so low calorie, they're so flexible, they're so high fiber. It's like, yeah, this is too good to be true. So, and I was talking to my neighbor about this too. My neighbor actually, fun story, he actually signed up. He's not on the call. He's probably at working, but his wife is all super organic. She makes her own flour. She like her whole family wears cotton because it's just like everything anti-seed oil, all that. Um, but and has natural flavors. But we kind of both said at the same time, like sometimes you just have to kind of pick your poison. You know, like natural flavors, in case you don't know what they are, it's basically the FDA allows you to say that you have natural flavors in your product, and you don't have to disclose what those flavors are. So it could be anything really. But the the natural flavors, the way I kind of see quality, and it has natural flavors on it, then the natural flavors are probably going to be high quality as well. If you have like, you know, Bang energy drinks, they also have natural flavors. Yeah, that's probably petroleum or something like that, you know. So, but you have to pick your poison sometimes. It's almost impossible to be unless you live on a farm and you just make all your own food. And this is why, and I don't want to rant too much, but like you guys know Flav City, Bobby Parrish, the guy that goes to Costco and he says, you know, this was Costco today. This is awesome. Like supposedly he has a wife, but I don't know. He's really he kind of skips through that high pitched voice and yeah, anyway. But nobody trusts him. Nobody likes him, even though he gives us such great information because what he's telling you to do is basically impossible. He doesn't approve. He rarely approves of any food. And if he does, he'll change his mind on it later because he found like one ingredient that he doesn't agree with. And if you live in that to go grocery shopping nowadays. So anyway, um you guys are all good? I'll give you guys like 30 seconds to say things. Viridiana, Monica, Digna, Claudia, Sherry, Janelle, iPhone. Hopefully you mute yourself again. No, 10 seconds to go. Do, 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 do. All right. I'm gonna send the replay out in a little bit. I'm gonna upload it right now. Hopefully, I'll have it out by tonight. If you guys have any questions, message me on the app. Message me. There is no. The only questions that are dumb are the ones that you ask like 4 times in a row.
I have a question.
Yes.
Sorry. So I don't know if I'm sending the message right on the app because I don't get any reply. I don't know if I'm in the right place.
That's like horrible, bad advertising for me right now. Hold on.
Sorry.
No, hold on.
Uh-huh.
I don't see any of your messages.
Yeah, because when I check in for the video and then you have questions and I answer back and I'm like, I don't think he's getting them.
No, hold on. Are you commenting on the Loom videos?
I don't know what I'm doing.
Okay, let me check.
I just hit reply
What's
and then
what's the last time you hit reply? Was it on the last one?
no, because I'm like, I don't think so the second to the last, because I don't think yeah.
Okay,
I didn't get any answer from you that
let's see. Give me 1 second.
second one. Mhm.
So the Loom videos that I send, give me 1 second. Yeah, okay. Hi, thanks for the advice. I'll definitely try the holy basil seeds. The burrito was really good. My kids really enjoyed it too. Was that what?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just seeing it now. So if you reply on the Loom video, I need to turn notifications on for that, which I will. But it's better to just send me a message in the app.
Okay.
Yeah. But
Okay.
was there anything else I missed? Was that the last one?
Yeah, that was the last one.
Okay.
So when I go to the app, do I just I see your picture, do I hit that to send a message? Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I have a question about cooking with olive oil.
Great.
Oh yeah, what you were saying. You have a question about cooking with olive oil. What you know is it doesn't resist high cooking temperature. You use avocado oil to cook an olive for salads and green juice. What are your thoughts about using olive oil versus avocado oil? Yeah, definitely cook in you're doing good. You pour that over your salads. Olive oil. This is a whole other topic we can talk hours about. Um, so olive oil is one of the healthiest foods you can eat. The problem is there's a lot of scammy olive oils out there. So you get what you pay for when it comes to olive oil.
Okay.
What brand do you recommend, Mike?
As long as it's expeller pressed, extra virgin. There are I don't have any brands off the top of my head. I'll have to look into that. But in Italy, they pour olive oil over everything. Oil is so high in the good fats. It's high in calories, but it's anti-inflammatory. So it's really good. So just don't cook with it. And then Monica and John, you're still having issues with scanning to log foods. So do you mean it's not scanning or it's not working in the app or
No, what I'm having trouble with is when I scan it, it'll tell me at the bottom what it is,
yeah.
but then I'm having trouble then getting it from there to my menu or to my food that I ate.
What okay, so it brings up the
It tells me what it is. I scan the barcode, tells me what it is at the bottom, and then when I hit, there's a button that says add.
Yeah.
And so I try to add it, and I don't know where it's adding it to. Is it adding it somewhere else that I then need to go there to put it into my menu?
Yeah, it should add it straight to your food log, but it should first ask you for the quantity.
For the what?
So you scan the food and then you should be able to put in how much of it are you eating.
Okay, I'll play with that. I didn't see that. It just gives me what it is.
Yeah.
I click on the add, but I don't see the. Okay, I'll play with that.
But yeah, if Monica's having issues too, and maybe there's a little bug or something, but yeah, play with it. If you have any issues, Boop, 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 boop. Are you there, Monica? Or
Oh, sorry though.
no?
Okay, so yeah, I'm having the same issue he's having. There's supposed to be a button like at the top that says add or review or whatever, and it's not there. It's just blank. So all you see is your camera screen or whatever your camera's looking at. And then to get out of it, you have to exit, and then it just completely stops. So you have to when you exit out, you're now back to square one where you're having to go back in to add your meal.
Yeah, what I'm doing is I'm just writing down what it says it is.
Hmm.
Then I'll go into my food. Then I'll go and add it the long, the search way. But it seems like I thought it was supposed to add it from the barcode.
And how long has it been going on?
I've only been on the plan for a week, so
Yeah. All right. Um, I'll send a message. I'll send an email to the support of the app guys, but maybe there's just like a little bug because usually it does work. Like Monica said, you should be able to scan it. Yeah. Um, play with it for a couple days and just message me if it's still acting up. And this leads me to another thing I want to say real quick. Right now, there's a lot of AI scanners coming out, which at first I was really excited about. Um, some of you are asking me, I know they are not, but I also know that you are still going to try them. So what I want you to do is use my food logger and then use the AI scanner and just kind of see the difference. Because these AI scanners, we all know that artificial intelligence is only going to get better and better and better and better. If/when they do eventually get really good, then it's going to take so much effort out of your food logging because then you can literally have a food in front of you. You just take a picture of it and the AI will know what it is. And I know that sounds insane, but with the way AI is going, it's probably going to happen. So the food log that I have scanner. So, and then I got another text. Oh man, some of you guys are texting me saying my audio is in and out. All right. Well, I'm gonna end it here. I hope you guys are able to hear me. I'll see you guys next week. Watch do me a favor. Watch the replay. When I send it out, watch the first 2 minutes of the replay for for that essay that I mentioned. All right. Cool. I'll see you guys. Have a good night. Thank you so much for coming in. Bye bye. Have a good night.